Problem number 1. Explain what the unit cost means in the context of the example problem. So, where it says the unit cost is 6, it means it is $6 for one ticket. The unit cost is $6 for one ticket. Number 2. Use 2 points on the graph to find the slope. How does the slope relate to the unit cost? So if I use the 2 points, 1 and 6, and again 2 and 12, so 1 and 6, 2 and 12, I'm going to use my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. First step is label the points, x1, y1, x2, y2, and then I can solve it. 2 minus 6 over 2 minus 1, or excuse me, it should be 12 minus 6 over 2 minus 1. 12 minus 6 is 6, 2 minus 1 is 1, so my slope is 6. The slope is 6. How does it relate to the unit cost? The slope and unit cost are the same. Number 3. Use the slope you found in problem 2 to write an equation for finding the cost y of tickets x. So our equations always start with y equals. We're going to use the slope, the unit cost, which is 6x. And I could put plus 0 on at the end since it goes through the origin. That's my y-intercept. However, because that's irrelevant, we don't have to put plus 0. That doesn't change anything. So simply y equals 6x is plenty. Number 4. The table shows the distance Nikki travels on her bike as a function of how many hours she rides at a constant rate. Use the information in the table to make a graph using the coordinate plane to the right. Find the slope of the graph and explain what it means in this situation. So I'm going to plot 2 and 16.5, 4 and 33, 6 and 49.5, and 8 and 66. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. However, it should make a proportional linear function. So, if I want to find my slope, I can simply continue by what we're counting by. To go from 2 to 4, I go up 2. To go from 16.5 to 33, we go up by 16.5. And so my fraction is going to be 16.5 over 2, which is a unit rate or a slope of 8.25. So the slope is 8.25. What does it mean? It means that's how many miles it goes in 1 hour. It goes 8.25 miles in 1 hour. Number 5. The table below shows the cost C for different numbers of binders B. Is the relationship proportional? If so, represent it with an equation. If not, explain why. So I'm going to find our unit rate. Again, first we're going up 4. So again, we're going up by 4 to 8. And then to go from 540 to 1080, we're going up by 540 each time. So my unit rate, we're going to set up our fraction 540 over 4. And if you divide 540 divided by 4, you should get 1.35. So we're going down 135 at a time. However, we can finish our chart and work backwards and go down 4, which would put us at 0, and go down 540, which would put us at 0. Since it goes through the origin, it is proportional. It is proportional because it goes through the origin, goes through 0, 0. And so my equation would be y equals 1.35x. Again, I could put the plus 0 on at the end, but I don't have to because 0 doesn't change anything. But it's my unit rate that is my slope that gets put in front of the x. Number 6. Sean wrote the equation 9.25 equals 5m, where m is the cost per pound, to show the relationship between the total cost, 9.25, and the number of pounds of pears, 5, he bought at Quick Mart. Find the unit cost of the pears, write an equation to show the cost of y of x pounds of pears, and use the equation to complete the table. Then use the information in your table to make a graph. So if he bought $9.25 worth of pears, and he bought 5 of them, we can take our 9.25 and divide it by 5 in order to find our unit rate. 9.25 divided by 5 is 1.85. So it cost him 1.85 per pound. So if I graph that, 5 and 9.25, it's going to be about right here. And so we're going to go ahead and make a couple more. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. So 1 times 1.85. So 1 and 1.85. I'm going to do 2 times 1.85, which is 3.7. So 2 and 3.7. And I'm going to do 3, which gives me 5.55. And as you can see, it is starting to make a linear proportional relationship. So my unit cost is 185 per pound. And my equation is going to be y equals 1.85, because that's my unit cost, x. Again, I could put plus 0, but I don't have to because that doesn't change my answer either way.